Hello and welcome to the Themes to the Survey and 12D Field presentation at the 12D Tech Forum. I know a lot of you have been waiting for me to get into more detail about themes and how they're loaded and what's inside them, and I'm pleased to let you know that this is the session precisely for that. So the agenda for today. First off, the survey and the 12D Field themes themselves. Then we'll go into loading themes, workspace and images and how they're incorporated into themes, and also incorporating custom files into the inbuilt 12D model themes themselves. I'm Dylan Revell, I'm the Regional Sales Manager for 12D New Zealand Limited. And this is pretty much a follow-on to the previous presentation that I've done on the main stage, which gives you the background behind themes, why they were used, how we came up with them. But I will share a couple of those same slides from that previous presentation. Why themes? Well, themes are about efficiencies, and efficiencies are about workflow and process, so you can make things easier and faster to get the job done. We had to ask ourselves a few questions when we were looking at these workflows. Could we possibly split 12D model into different disciplines and specific workflows? If we could, then these disciplines needed to be changed on the fly, so somebody who was doing some survey theme or survey work wanted to go into either a design or a tin or a BIM, they needed to be able to switch those in session pretty easily. And what about those hardcore 12D users who want to see absolutely everything inside the program all the time? We had to cater for that as well. So the themes, 12D model will ship with 9 pre-installed themes: Classic, Standard, Design, Survey, Water, 12D Field, CAD, BIM and Tin. And all of the procedures and the workflows and the layout for these themes have been pretty well thought out by a group of the, 12D developers who not only have pretty good or pretty extensive experience within 12D model, but also in the disciplines that these workflows and themes have been set up for. But we are here today to talk about 2 themes. First one we're going to talk about is the survey theme. And we're also going to talk about the 12D field theme as well. So both of those themes, we needed a theme for survey and 12D field. Why? Well, there's 2 different workflows for surveyors who will be using, both of those disciplines. There's operations for out in the field, i.e. 12D field, and there's also operations and some post-processing back in the office that's required as well. And all those different options, as with 12D, are done within the same software. But could we make that, easier to navigate and easier to find? And also, you've got different hardware specifications or requirements as surveyors. You might be using a smaller format tablet out in the field, and you might be using a laptop or a desktop with associated monitors back in the office. So we could be a little bit creative with the layouts of both of those. So the 12D field theme, first up. The simplified 12D field workflow. If this is pretty basic, you have the 12D field set up, the control and operations, and you're setting up your positioning and your instrumentation. You set up and control the views, so the feedback that you'd like to see from those field operations. You'll do some volume calculations out on the fly, that might be important to you. Conformance and reporting is definitely going to be important to you while you're out in the field. And generic reporting like your QA reports, you need to have access to those as well. So the 12D field theme menu has been created to follow this workflow. You'll see it's a little bit larger format, so it's a little bit easier to see as well when you're working on a tablet. And so those workflows, or those simplified workflows for 12D field, have been mirrored or put together with the logical progression of the menu itself, or the theme menu. And the sub-menus have also been rearranged to follow the sub-workflow, so everything's logical for you. So having a look at the different menu options within the 12D field theme, we've got the top menus, 12D field. We've got views, because they're always important when you're working out on your tablet or out in the field. We've got the volumes. We've got the conformance on its own top level menu. And that's pretty much all that you're going to need to see. The idea is to have it pretty much uncluttered and easy to find. Okay, next we're going to have a look at the survey theme. A simplified survey workflow. Well, you might start with your network control and your traversing. Then you may adjust that network control. Then you do a survey reduction on that control that's been positioned properly. You do any edits to the survey reduction. You would set out or upload any data that's ready to be taken back out to the field. And last off, you would want access to all of your reporting. For example, your QA reporting, check as built points versus design points, and so on and so forth. So you see that the survey theme menu has been created to follow that workflow. There's those 6 points. And the sub-menus have also been rearranged to make more sense within that workflow itself. A little bit more detail, deep dive into those menus. You start off with the networks, so you've got your Travis spreadsheets and your network entry. You've got your adjustment operations, survey adjustment operations within 12D, your reduction operations, and you'll see things have been moved around or jiggled around to make them a little bit more efficient. Then you have your reduction editing features, and you set out an upload, and finally you'd have the reporting there as well. Now, more familiar with what you might consider to be a theme, so other software might have a change in colors as opposed to 12D, which does much more operations within the theme itself. The discipline themes in 12D model version 15 have always been color-coded, and the idea behind that is if you prefer using toolbars, when you're glancing around the screen, if you've got a consistent color, which has all of your survey operations on it, it also makes navigation easier and your workflows more efficient. Okay, getting into the detail, and I know a small proportion of you 12D tragics have been waiting for this part of the presentation, setting up the themes. First off, themes load discipline-specific menus and workspace files. So this means that the workspace is changed when a theme is loaded, including if you're loading a theme at startup. Referencing a workspace in the environment or the environment configuration is therefore overruled by the theme selection itself. But the good news is you can still easily load another workspace in session. The classic theme saves the last workspace layout, similar to what version 14 did. Adding a theme to your current customization is as simple as adding an environment override to your own company configurations with a single variable. And that variable is default theme 4D, and then you select which shipped 12D model theme file that you would like to load up based on that configuration. All of the different theme files are shipped with 12D, and so you have all sizes and all theme profiles that you can call up on that configuration or that variable. Now, images. Images are going to be managed in 5 folders that you can see on the screenshot there. Version 15 will load these images from multiple folders based on the theme size profile that you select, i.e. the small, medium, large, or extra large. Users, you guys, can move all your historical custom icon files into the 16 by 16 folder, and 12D will just load those up for your workspaces and your toolbars as it's always done. Detailed output window messages when you do load a theme will be run, so this will help you see where everything's coming from and which files are being loaded in from where. So base classic image size is 16 by 16. That's the historical size. If you load a larger theme profile, if there's no larger or matching theme icon for that size, it will just load from the base size and upscale it to suit. And the images are loaded in the standard search order, so first the project, the customer user, the user, and the setups. So you can have multiple size folders in all of these locations, and 12D will read from any or all of them, or whatever, whichever is applicable. Now, for using other workspace, you can still use any inbuilt or company workspace after the theme's loaded. So for example, if you want to see the water workspace, even though you have the design theme menus, that's absolutely no problems at all. You just use the quick access toolbar or your own method of reading a workspace, i.e. you might have a workspace coded into your own toolbar itself. But when you switch themes, it will reload the appropriate theme workspace, so you're going to get the correct layout delivered for that theme that you select. The Quick Access toolbar is the first toolbar in any theme, and you can single click on that Quick Access icon to load either from the normal search path, the project, the setups, or the user. Now, if you click and hold on that last button on the Quick Access toolbar, you'll get access to either loading a custom theme, or you'll see all of the other workspaces for the different themes that are installed with 12D available on that toolbar. So, summary. Themes are about workflow and efficiency. They're easy to incorporate into your existing company setups, and you can use your existing custom images and toolbars no problem within the themes themselves. And loading custom workspaces after a theme load is pretty simple. And we all know that efficiencies, you make things faster, that's all about beating the project clock. I hope you enjoy exploring the version 15 themes, and any feedback is always welcome.